Challengers is the new Luca Guadagnino. I think maybe I said that somewhat close. It's his new movie. He did Call Me By Your Name, the Suspiria remake. He did Bird. Am I missing one? Suspiria, Call Me By Your Name. He did this one. Yeah, he did those two movies. He's a director that I really haven't loved, per se. But this new movie, Challengers, I saw the trailer. I actually did see the trailer for this one. And it looked interesting. It has Zendaya. I like Zendaya. And it just looked interesting. I will say that. So, yeah. So I went into this with positive vibes. Unfortunately, this is another movie of his that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of his work. His movies are always beautifully made. This movie is beautifully acted, directed, cinematography, editing, all that fun jazz. That's all done well. I just don't care for the story. Story for this movie, basically Zendaya is this tennis player, and there's two other tennis player dudes, and both of them like her, and love triangle. If it sounds like the plot of Twilight, but without vampires, it's because it kind of is the plot of Twilight. Yeah, one of them is Jacob, the other one is Edward, except, it's literally Twilight. That's literally what I was thinking the entire time I was watching this movie. The only thing that's different is all three of these people are just kind of horrible people. I didn't like a single person in this movie. I just didn't. I do not like these people. They're awful people. They're arrogant, stuck-up pieces of crap, and I just did not like them. So yeah, I just really struggled to care about what was going on in this movie, and the entire time I'm just like, this is Twilight. This is Twilight, just slightly more racy. Yeah. If you're going into the movie thinking that this is the movie, not exactly. The only nudity in this is male nudity, which is a positive. That we see lots of female nudity. There needs to be more male nudity so that it's even. There's a lot of not a lot of male nudity, but there's male nudity in here. By the way, Chester's playing with his toys. I apologize. So yeah, if you're going into this movie thinking you're going to see three ways and lots of sex scenes, you're not. You're not. That's not what it is. I would say it is a sexy movie, I guess. There's lots of sexual tension. It's not like what this trailer's kind of making it seem like it is. So yeah. Let's talk about a little thing called product placement. I expect there to be a lot of product placement when there's any kind of sports movie, because sports are sponsored by products. Movies are sponsored by products. But holy crap, this felt like a Michael Bay movie where they're just randomly picking up a product, putting it towards the camera, taking a sip, and throwing it away. That is this entire movie. Good God. Budweiser, Pepsi, Applebee. Oh my God, there's a terrible Applebee's just product placement. Really, these people are going to Applebee's? Bullshit. They're going to some fancy bougie ass place, and that's the truth. And if they don't want to go to some fancy bougie ass place, they're not going to go to a freaking Applebee's. Good God. So yeah, the product placement movie just drove me nuts. Some of it worked. Adidas is something that is a part of tennis. I'm totally fine with them wearing a bunch of Adidas stuff, showing some Adidas stuff. But good God, all the Pepsi. It was almost as bad as Madam Web. Like, let's just randomly drink this Pepsi and barely even drink it. It's just there to hold on to the entire time and point right at the camera. It was just terrible. What else can I say about this movie? It is nicely made. Again, I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say anyone that likes this movie is crazy, because I don't think they're crazy. I just personally, it makes it like, oh, look, Zendaya's kissing my forehead. Aw, thanks, Zendaya. I just personally did not think this movie was that amazing. I really didn't. Again, I just didn't like any of the characters. Everyone's just kind of obnoxious, annoying, childish people. I don't know. I wasn't impressed by this one. There was really cool shots. The tennis matches are intense. And that, makes it more interesting to watch, I guess. What else can I say here? The timeline of the movie. So the movie starts out with a match and then says 13 years later. And then it says like 1 week before. And then a day before. It goes all over the place. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it really got on my flipping nerves. I'm like, is that a week before the match that we saw at the beginning? Is this a week before the 13 years ago? Is this a week before the 8 years ago? I was getting very confused. Maybe it's because I'm an idiot, because nobody else, from what I've heard, is having issues with that. Personally, though, I just did not find this back and forth crap. It felt like it was trying to be Memento, and I just didn't necessarily felt it had as good of a purpose. There is a purpose to it. This match that you see at the beginning and throughout the movie, it's a big, crazy match, and seeing those flashbacks, you see why there's so much tension and such. But it was a little too much at times. There would literally flashback for like 2 seconds, and then flashback to the present for 2 seconds, and then go back, and just, good God. So yeah, guys, this director just isn't for me, is what I'm really realizing. Sometimes that happens. Like I said, I went in with an open mind, thinking I would actually enjoy this one. At the end of the day, it's Twilight, just not this. Just with people, it's Twilight. It's literally Twilight, just with tennis. It's the only difference, and no vampires. So yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I can't say that this isn't a movie that wasn't made nicely. So I can't give it a poor review per se. I don't ever want to watch this again, though, and I just don't see why, I ever would want. I'm going to go 6 out of 10 on this one. Again, it's not a bad movie. It's really not. It's just not my cup of tea. Put it that way. So yeah, guys, challengers, did you guys enjoy this movie? Have you enjoyed some of the other movies by, I can't ever say his name, Guadagnino, something like that? Let me know. Tell me all that fun stuff down below. Blah, blah, blah. Like, share, all that fun jazz. You guys have yourself a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And hey, we'll see you next time.